Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the 2025 BC Snooker Open Championship here at Top 147 Snooker and Billiards Lounge. It's day two. Lots of moving and shaking happening today, because at the conclusion of today, we will find out who is into the knockout rounds. We've got a great match that's going to start us off today with John Kocela taking on young Hriyan Dassani, the 10-year-old youngest player in the tournament. It's David Burney in the booth along John Robertson. How you doing today, John?
Oh, great. I love being awake at 9 a.m. to watch snooker. It's the best way to start a day.
And we're just getting everything underway. These are the first matches. We've got referee Hannah Lisovenko taking charge of the table. So any big predictions for our match? We got, looks like the new guard's coming in here, possibly.
Yeah, Hriyan's got so much potential. I mean, he's only 10, isn't he?
Correct.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's a huge underdog just because of that. But by the time he's 11, I don't know about that. We've played basically once a month. Every time we'd have a qualifier, and I'd come over on Friday to play, he'd be saying, "Do you want to play a match?" And every time I come back, he gets better and better. He almost beat me one frame. So, yeah, he's definitely got the desire to improve. But John's got the huge experience advantage. So, and I think what else is nice is they play against each other all the time. So it should be a pretty lighthearted match, I would say, being familiar with each other.
Mm-hmm. So we're just waiting on Sir John Kocela, and if you want any updates, feel free to check out the Challenge site. That's challenge.com/2025 Snooker Canada BC Open Group, and that's where you find the group stages, all results of all matches that were yesterday, where your favorite player might stand in the standings. Try and be a little bit like the military here and start on time, but sometimes there's a lot of moving and shaking parts, definitely.
Yeah,
we got a lot of players, but we don't got a lot of crew. But if you have any comments or questions, feel free to chime in. We got an active chat going, always a good place for debates. John Robertson's been around the game for quite a while, so if you want to fire a question to him, I'm pretty sure he'd be happy to answer if you have anything.
but if you do send a question, make sure it's an easy one to answer. What's the point value of a black? I can answer that without any trouble.
It seems like Hriyan's ready to go, but John is a little MIA. He is in the room. Just our great.
They were just warming up together, so
maybe some intimidation.
Yes. It looks like Vinit is on the scoreboard, so that's Hriyan's dad. So hopefully he's accurate with his recordings. No favoritism, double clicking the black or anything like that.
Yes. All right. John has returned. Hriyan is here. We're ready to get started. Referee Lisovenko will be flipping the coin.
One more time. That is an interesting way of flipping the coin.
Sure, I've never seen a coin toss delay in a match.
Yes.
Anyway.
That was a couple of foul and misses, I guess, on those coin tosses.
It's the new sport. All right, John Kocela set to break us off in frame one.
Looks like that red goes. Well, maybe not.
He's pretty fearless player, that's for sure.
And he's got a fantastic stroke.
I think win or lose throughout the tournament for young Hriyan, that this is just going to be great experience for him.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of frustration earlier losing a match, but I think he's come to terms with the fact that he might not win a match in this group. But if he can give a good game and make his opponents sweat a bit, he's done a good job.
Yeah, it could definitely be one of the more grinding of the groups. I know we've got Duncan Banks and John Shoring in this group, and they're both guys that like to grind it out, so might be a good advantageous to the youngster, just open up his eyes to that other part of the game, safety.
Exactly. Potting is a lot of fun, but sitting is not. I can even tell he's grown a little bit in the last month or so, because his elbow is getting straighter and straighter. It's always been way to the side because he's had to reach up to get to the table. So he's probably only a couple inches away from being able to have a fairly standard stance, and I think that when that happens, watch out.
That's a nice long red there by John.
Yeah. The table is quick. Just crept away on him. Maybe a green into the side.
Rather kind of surprised that no one asked us if the youngster's allowed to use a milk crate and stand on it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hriyan also plays with a fairly short cue that fits him well, but it's a double whammy because he really can't reach very far with it. So he does play a lot of shots with the rest, and he's fairly proficient at it already. Oh, John is popping him in.
It's a nice thing about starting when you're young. You have to use that rest a lot more often.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely on the 6x12 tables, you're always going to be using that rest throughout your career. But good to get familiar early on, build that muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
Just, oh, he's not opting for this red, looking for the red into the left middle, not the red to the top left corner.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, got caught out there with the speed of the table. I think when he hit it, I think he thought it was perfect, but it just glides a lot more. But yesterday you asked about similarities between golf and snooker. Another one is cloth speed. It's the same as fast greens or slow greens. I think most good players would prefer very fast greens. It might be a little tough for the first, little bit, but once you get the trust of how fast they are, it's much easier to control your ball because you're never really having to hit anything with power, just precision all the time.
True, I do remember one time as a junior golfer, I had the fortune enough to play on the famous Glen Abbey golf course, which actually is in my hometown of Oakville, and couldn't believe how quick those greens were.
Mm-hmm.
They're like skating rinks. little tough for the youngster there. John forgot that he's got a referee.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do any ball collecting. Well, let's see if he's got the touch here. He should be able to drop this in and get on the black. Just has to get his speed right. Well, that is, I guess he's playing for pink. Maybe he's going to lose the pink too. Nope. Yes. Not totally clean, but it's in. The cloth being new, it does accept soft shots a little bit better because the cloth gives way a bit in the pocket. Ooh.
If you had hit it that hard on these quick cloths.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he's overhitting the ball because he's used to. Well, and maybe it's just still, although he's playing a youngster and he probably knows he's likely going to win. He's still probably got a little bit of first frame adrenaline and nerves going. Oh. Ryan's got his sponsor sticker on his cue. I don't think he knows it yet, but there it is. There, now he's figured it out. I don't know, you couldn't see it on stream, but it was funny to watch. I was wondering if the sticker was going to come off and maybe go onto the table. And apparently, that's a local rule, as they would say in golf, that it is not a foul if your sponsor sticker hits the ball, because you want to encourage sponsors.
True. We can't control the chemical equation of the adhesive to glue and fabric.
That's right.
And we appreciate that sponsorship there. So all the players are happy to wear the sticker. Hopefully someday, maybe in the future, they be more Velcro oriented, then they'll really stick onto the waistcoat.
Mm-hmm. I like him on this shot. He looks very comfortable right here. Yep. It's hard to put an exact explanation to it, but when you've played with someone for a while, you can tell when they look like they already see the line and they're bound to make the ball. You can tell when they're a little uncomfortable and guessing. So John is still trying to figure out the pace of the table and perhaps the way the ball slides off the cushions. But I would say of all the players I've played in the last year, he is the best at escaping snookers and playing off of cushions and all that I've played against. Just a very, very experienced match player. And that didn't show it, but we'll blame the table on that one.
Oh, nice effort there.
Oh, well played with the cannon. That's one way to control the speed of the ball, is just cannon another ball so he stops.
I know it's early in the morning. John just looking maybe a little restrained. John, one of our more animated players.
Very true. Very true. Nice. Little wobble in the way, but
he's
good start. Looks like a
true, and he's on the black, so some reds open. It's definitely a chance for Hriyan.
yeah. Get on one. Oh, he's got the other. Other into the right corner.
You know, if you can just get to the colors, like we see so many times in a lot of these amateur matches, a lot of them go down to the colors. At least you got a fighting chance there.
Yeah, Hriyan can pot just as well as anyone, one ball at a time, so. And it would, I remember speaking with John Shoring after playing him yesterday. Their one match went to the pink in one game, in one frame, and yeah, John was feeling the pressure. I can't be the first person to lose to him. It's going to happen, and when it does, there's going to be a lot of losses coming our way, but no one wants to be the first.
Yeah, there used to be a young player out here that cut his teeth in the game, Marco Fu. I don't know if you were out here, John, when he was battling it out.
It's actually, that's neat you mentioned that. I did actually practice at a table beside him. I'd never heard of him, but he hit a few shots that that was back when I was I would say better than I am now, and I'd never seen a couple of I don't know how you'd put it. Just he cued it so well, and then then I found out, oh yeah, that's Marco Fu. But I think he would have been about 18. It was maybe 1996 because I just turned pro and was out for the golf season was just starting on the West Coast. So I just was hitting some practice balls on a snooker club for some downtime, and yeah, next thing you know, he's on television and one of the best players in the world. It was a neat experience.
Yeah, back in 1995, the Canadian National Tournament was out here. I believe that was one that Marco participated in, and he was nicknamed the Kid as he was one of the youngest competitors, probably around 17, 18.
Yep.
And people just knew at that time that greatness was around the corner for the youngster. Although Gary Wallace, our good friend, wishing you the best, Gary, if you're tuning in. Gary's had a little health issues come about his way. We're missing him at the tournament greatly. But he had a story that he was playing Marco Fu once, and Marco came at the table. He started potting balls right, left, and center. Then all of a sudden, for a split second, he looked up and he looked at the score and he couldn't win. He didn't snookers. He made a catastrophic mistake.
Oh no.
But his actual father came over to Gary and thanked him so much, because obviously as a younker, just like Hriyan, you know, you want to pot everything, and learning the safety game can be a tough pill to swallow sometime when you're just like, I just want to put balls in, make big breaks.
Well, almost. That would have been a very good safety there. Still is a good one, but John has an out. I think he can see the two reds near the right corner to play off of them under the black, or he might just go for the pot. It's hard to tell by his mannerisms. Okay. Just a containing safety under the black. I think that's one thing that Hriyan's got going for him, is that everyone who plays him the way they'd play anyone else, so he gets to see all the uncomfortable shots. People aren't rolling balls over the pocket for him to make him feel good. So when he does have some success, he knows he's earned it. And that's probably why he's getting more and more calm and accepting of what's going on, because he's understanding the game.
I do remember early on, his father Vineet was telling me that he always was saying, "Dad, don't go easy on me. Make it tough on me."
Is he going to play off that red on the bottom? It would probably be the smart play. No. This is how good he's backing off. He should just stun that red off the black cushion and make John play up into the open balls. All the balls at the top of or the balk end of the table go, so yeah. Old shot. He might have got away with it there. This isn't shaping up too badly. He's only down 16, and there's lots of balls in the open, so you don't need to do much to get position if you get in. So anyone who makes the next red and lands on a color, it might just be a bunch of tap, tap, tap for some points.
The fearless Hriyan taking this. This is a tricky red. And the top left corner.
That went in sweet as a nut. Unfortunately, he's left himself an awkward color, but you know he's going to go for this one. And if it does go in, he knows he's on a red. Beautiful pot. And this is what I was talking about. All the reds are now open, so you don't have to work very hard to, especially if you could put that blue on the spot. I'm not sure if he's got the right angle to go to blue after this red, but no, he's looking at shooting the pink.
He is capable. I've heard he's been making 30 and 40 breaks, so might have to call him up for some instruction on my game. He's got a pink. If he can just stun it there, he's got a red into the right middle.
Beautiful. Losing the white ball a little bit, but it's just about putting some points on the board now. It's yeah, it's only 1 point in it. John might be feeling a little bit more pressure now. Oh, it didn't go.
Oh, it's got. It is a frame, that's for sure. Just 1 point in at 51 on the table. So.
I think John likes the look of the cut into the side, so he looks like he might just be trying to play he might be trying to play a swerve pot here. Oh, no, just a safety. It's tough to tell with John because he does have a bit of a downward striking style, so it always looks like he's going to play a swerve even though he's not. Good shot. Very well played to leave an awkward queuing position, and the reds, it's not an easy safety to clip off of these. John's hoping for a cover. I don't think he has it.
Hriyan's got a red to the right middle.
Yeah,
Taking a look.
I think he should play this. I'd be a fan of the safety under the black, but the pot's good too if it goes. Just got to make it. Oh, very close. The white might end up okay though. Yeah. Oh, it's actually worked out a treat. I bet you that's not even frozen, but awkward. Yeah.
It's great to see as well. I was switching this table last night to put it onto, it was off the TV, and I know we wanted to get Hriyan up there, show the world this youngster. And I made a Freudian slip of keeping it on Thursday. So I actually got a text last night from his father, Vineet, who's doing scorekeeping, saying, "Is this correct or is this a typo?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it should be a Friday. My apologies." And talking to Vineet before we started, he says it was all Hriyan. He was on it. He's like, "Dad, I think there's a mistake here." So great to see that he's actively involved.
Yep.
He's not of that elite player status. He can do his own homework. He doesn't have to rely on a manager.
Kind of a shot to nothing there. Worked out all right. But yes, I think the next red is a pivotal ball, with all the balls being open. Oh, that's a big shot. Well done. That's right. John just needs to settle in and make sure he makes all three of these reds to pretty much secure the frame. Uh-oh. Oof. He has something in his eye.
Something was disturbing him for sure. Maybe the morning cobwebs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well potted. Is he on the green? Yeah, you know, he's I feel a safety coming up here.
Yeah, just clipping off the brown, getting behind that yellow and blue, that little target area over there.
Yeah, it's second prize. You'd rather just clear up all the balls, but when you've lost position, it's no sense in giving your opponent an easy shot.
So referee Lisovenko coming over just in case it needs to be respotted. In this tournament we are playing 4 attempts, 3 putbacks, and a foul miss. Thanks for tuning in, Wayne Binder. Hope you're doing well. Wayne just enjoying seeing the youngster in action, as he too was a junior player and marvelously had his first century when he started playing at 11 years old. 10 months later, he had the ton and won a big tournament when he was 12. and all things. So definitely the future looks bright for Hriyan if he keeps on this path, as Wayne's alluded to in his history in the game.
Oh, I see what's happened. The scoreboard is
It's like a little frozen
sort of
or something.
something's happened. So John's trying to figure out what his score is. He should be.
I
Was
think
it 8?
Hriyan was at 26, I believe.
He should be 11 ahead. Well, plus the foul, so he should be up by 15, I think. But the frame is not over for sure. He needs to do a bit. He's just trying to decide, should he pot this green and try to break out the yellow, or just roll up again.
So,
But it would help to know what the score is.
true. I thought it, correct me if I'm
That
wrong, I
couldn't-
thought it
that
was
couldn't-
27, 26 just recently.
Yes, it was. Yeah, John had a 1-point lead, and then he made a black extra, and then a foul of 4, and then a 1. So he should have a 15-point lead, I think. This is what I was bringing up before. I was just questioning, Hriyan's dad being the scorekeeper. It's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
No,
This is, no, I'm
Vinit
pretty,
would not do that. He's very. I don't know when someone's full of integrity, what you'd call them, but that's what Vinit is. Great guy.
so they just might be playing on possibly without the score. Just Lance Bromlin up there at the top of the screen with Vinit by the scoring station. They're just taking a look back at the stream just to see what the actual score was before the scoring software just kind of broke down a little bit. But the future might be tablets for scorekeeping. As I know, John,
Yeah.
you've played in some tournaments where Cloud Snooker has brought in their scoring app, and they use tablets at each table. The players are responsible for keeping score, and that keeps updates on their webpage for live results.
Oh, I see. No, that was I was referring that. I don't know if that exists or not, but Golf Genius. That's how almost every golf tournament is run now. So you, well, in golf it's even worse because you have 150 players playing at the same time, and how do you keep live updates? But if everyone's doing their score, the leaderboard is updated constantly. It's really very easy once everyone gets on board because you can have more than one person keeping the score, and you can tell when someone's made a mistake, and it just always sort of sorts itself out.
Sure, there's a little bit of a learning curve if we can mold them together. So looks like they're going to play on. They're going to do manual score for this first frame, and obviously in between frame 1 and 2 we'll try and get the programming fixed up.
Yeah, it's strange that it's just there's no score at all.
Well, that's a nice shot by Hriyan. He's got out of the snooker, but he has left a yellow to right middle. Ran on just a bit. These quick cloths, definitely early in the morning, play a little quicker. Haven't got a lot of action on them. Oh, that's a lovely green there by John into the middle. And John Robertson, who's in the booth, just stepped away just to get an update from our scoring table to see what's going down.
Yeah, it just looks like I looked at the software myself, not that I was debugging it or anything, but yeah, the one side of the scoreboard just went blank. So I think they've got the score on a scoreboard now. It's correct. Before I stepped out, John had a 15-point lead, and then I'm not sure if he just made the green or if there was another foul, but that's the only other update. But they've got that on another board that the players can both see, and they know where.
I believe Hriyan had 26, and John had 36. And then taking the yellow and green would put him to 41. So I believe it's 41-26.
Well, before the green went down, it was 41-26.
Okay, so 44-26 now.
44-26. There was no foul on after the rule up. I guess yes. So Hriyan hit the green. Oh, I hit the yellow after
yes.
Yeah, okay. So there you go. So it's an 18-point difference. Oh, well played. John's a very, very smart match player. I'm sure he played to get that snooker behind the blue off the cannon.
Oh, it might come back.
Okay.
Not planned, but
Yeah. Well, that's probably even more costly than a flat-out miss. So now the ball is on. So John needs just the brown, but the blue would secure it. Oh. Did not expect that. Opportunity.
so it looks like Finney is trying to do his best to get the score up and going for us.
Hands reset.
It is nice to see. You know, sometimes when we get down on the shot, we feel like we have to take the shot. He's got good self-discipline to know that something's not right, get up, recompose himself.
Yeah, he's very aware that these balls are all important, but they're all there. Uh-oh. Is that side pocket? Ooh. Well, he lives for now.
Yeah, Hriyan just basically needs to clear the table to take the frame. John's frame ball is this blue.
Oh my goodness. Wow, this is just a stun up for pink. There's not much to do here. Oh, he's going to go that way. He's going to roll it in. That's what he's planning. It's good to see him. You can tell he's already mapping out his exit. Good shot. I think it would have been better to play a slight screw back to have an angle on the pink to come back to the black, but for now it's just keep putting each ball in one by one. Yeah.
Oh, so close. He looks to the heavens like a true player, wondering what went wrong there.
But yet another frame that's coming down to the last two colors. So Hriyan's going to be reasonably happy with this anyway, regardless what happens. He's making his opponents work for it. And I would say there's a wide range of skill level here, but basically everyone at this event has the ability to make one difficult pot and then followed by another to win a frame. So this is anyone's game now. It will get a little nervy. Well played, I think. Has that got the pace? Yes, it does. Oh, apologies if the stream is a little bit. I think I called the shot. I'm watching it live as well, so there's a bit of a delay on the stream, but I wasn't seeing into the future. You're just a little bit in the past. But actually, that was a great shot in terms of pace. It was a tricky pink here.
Oh, he tried to get behind the black there, but it's pretty safe there. So very important pink here. It's John's frame ball. Hriyan needs it to get us onto a black ball. First frame.
Uh-oh. That needed to be softer or harder? Well.
It's a little unfortunate for Hriyan. He knows it. He's hoping for a miracle. He just can't look. His head is buried in his hand.
There's a 1 in 100,000 chance that John follows his pink in. Oh, that wasn't one of them.
So there's a concession there by Hriyan Dassani. And we'll step aside for a few short moments and be back with frame 2. Yeah, welcome back everybody. This round robin match with John Kocela taking that first frame over Hriyan Dassani, but it was interesting going down to the final 2 balls. I just had a little scorekeeping hiccup, but we've corrected that now. It's always good to plan ahead and try and get all your ducks in a row for these tournaments, because you know more often than not when things go wrong, they will go wrong.
That's right. I'm not so sure about snooker, but in golf that's the case. You know, you've got to manage 14 clubs, bag, gloves, everything, and the weather.
Oh, and that other thing, players, right?
Yes. Well, if you're running the tournament, yes.
Yes. Don't jinx us with the weather. You never know.
Yeah.
It does rain from time to time out here in the lower mainland. We're not in the summer months just yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had the mix. We were out for lunch yesterday, and it was absolutely beautiful. I almost got the itch to play golf, but not quite. Still snooker time. But then it started pouring rain again. So we're in that whole, if you want to know the weather, just wait 5 minutes, and you'll see what it is.
Where is that in the world? Is that England where they say you want to know the weather, just go outside?
Oh, there's that famous rock. The rock is wet, it's raining.
Or you can tell what time of year it is by the size of the puddle in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, hopefully Hriyan can storm back in this second frame, push us into a decider.
I think that's a little off. It is.
Ooh.
The black. I have a feeling he's just going to put him back.
Mm-hmm. Now, John, that's actually a foul. John Kocela.
Yeah, that's right.
He's touching the balls. But obviously these players not used to having referees at the table. We really appreciate that we've got a great team that's helped out, especially on the TV table. Yeah, we're always looking for help behind the scene, referees, scorekeepers.
I can remember last year when I played as the first time I've had a ref in 25 years, and I nominated green ball and was going to shoot, and then Hannah, as referees should say, repeated what I just said. But it threw me off because I was already almost in my stroke because I wasn't prepared for her to say it. So now I know I say it before I get down to shoot my shot.
And just maybe take a little breather, maybe have a walk around the table, just recompose yourself. You're so close, but it is getting costly running into these blacks rather than just missing the reds outright.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's not used to having a referee as well. He's doing a little jostling with the cue with his, or the cue ball with his cue.
He has access to the reds directly, so I don't know why he's going. Oh my goodness, those are costly. 21 points right now. I honestly think he might not have had this particular angle before to know, but you can just tell because if he wanted to hit the reds, he could just go closer to the block cushion so the green isn't impeding him or anything. So he just has to see that line and nestle in there.
So this is his final attempt. It has been really costly. See how these, so far 21 penalty points predict the outcome.
No, looks like he's going much steeper this time, so it should be at least a hit. There we go. Maybe a little hard, but if he gets lucky, freezes up. I don't think so, though. I think he's left the ball on. It's a tough start to the frame.
Yeah. Being
It's
that
not quite
much
the
down.
same as with the professionals, where 21 points is unfortunate, but it's more about not giving up the ball because they can all clear up. At this level, 21 points is a lot of points.
Especially we do have a ruling in this tournament. If there's more than 3 snookers required, a player will be forced to concede. And I think we bring that rule as kind of just a teaching aid, just to bring the etiquette and the sportsmanship into the game. That sometimes some new players might think you play until all the balls are gone, and they could be trailing by an enormous margin, and it could kind of frustrate a well-versed player.
Well, Hriyan doesn't look too agitated though, so that's good. One shot at a time.
Double kiss.
I think it got away with it unless there's a squeeze off of that black, but I don't think so. Mind you, he might just be frozen on the black at the end of this. No, Hriyan's got the chance to put some pressure on. A nice little clip off into balk. Oh. Maybe didn't put as much focus into that as he could have. There's a bit more of the animation we're used to seeing from John. Made the red, but lost his white. And stared. There's something on the ceiling he looks at a lot. I'm not sure what it is, but he looks up there often after losing the white ball.
Might be a praying to the heavens.
Could be. Or cursing them. Oh. Oh, was he angled on this red? No, it goes. Okay. See, this is a tricky red, but if it drops, he'll be on black.
Now it's Hriyan's turn to look up at that ceiling.
It's hard to describe, but there is a certain speed, depending on the shot you're hitting, where you're less likely to leave the ball where it is. And Hriyan hasn't quite figured out that pace. Probably should have hit that a little harder to send the red a little further away instead of leaving it right over the pocket. And it varies angle to angle, but you just get a feel for how hard you should hit it. Just in case you miss, at least the ball should go away or go to a cushion. That's a shot that I just don't understand most of the time. I think John was playing the pot. I see it with a lot of players, but had that black gone in, John would be facing this shot. And I don't think it's worth 7 points, as you can see what happened last time with the fouls or the sellout.
That's a good shot by Hriyan. He hasn't really sold anything easy out to John.
And there's no easy safety to a snooker. I mean, he can roll it up behind the green. That's probably what he's going to try to do. Oh, yeah, that's that works. Only problem is it's very hard to get between the yellow, blue, and brown. They were a wall, so he's left an opening. Maybe Hriyan can. Oh, a little too thick. Return the favor, but no. I don't know about you, Dave, but I do watch a lot of the WST, and I love watching these long safety battles with the Reds in play to see who, who puts who under more pressure or a more difficult shot. Because the next person in often scores a 50 or 60 or more, and the frame is won. So it's just about leaving that almost impossible hit and impossible to get safe.
Agreed. It's very interesting to see the routes that they find, the pathway back to bulk. It's a nice shot to nothing reached just previously by John. And that's what you get with the more seasoned viewer. Obviously, a lot of players, people will come in and watching the game of snooker and sometimes be like, well, wait a minute. There's 6 pockets on the table and they're not pocketing balls. What's the philosophy here? Obviously, they have a method to their madness. They just don't want to leave that easy starter for their opponent, because with the ability that those professionals have, they could be there putting their opponent in the chair for quite a while.
Exactly.
I think you do see a little bit of safety battles here, but sometimes it feels like, just with the amateur scene, sometimes you just got to grab the frame and give it no mercy.
Well, I also see a lot of times where someone's got a really good opportunity to lay a great safety, and they just have the mentality that, oh, it's a safety, I'll just put it up there somewhere, and miss that opportunity to really put their opponent under the gun. And I hope that's when I'm the opponent, because it's just the worst to have a very tough escape, maybe foul a couple of times, and then your opponent runs the table, and the game is over, or the frame is over, and you really didn't have much of an opportunity to save yourself.
Yeah, I know. I've talked to a few players in the scene in British Columbia, and sometimes some have philosophies. A player was asking me, is it a foul if I just broke open the reds on a break? And I'm like, there's no foul there as long as you hit the red first. Because there are a lot of players that do not have high runs here, as they are amateurs. And when they start getting up to those places that they haven't been before, the unknown, it gets a little scary.
I played a match a few months ago against a player, and I'd never played him. I didn't know how good he was, and it turns out he wasn't a very strong player, but he could pot balls, long balls, and he ended up potting the brown, blue, pink, black, but separate safety exchanges. And it wasn't until the next frame where I messed up a safety and sold out right in the middle that he got overwhelmed by the number of open reds and just missed an easy ball and left them all for me. So sometimes that pressure isn't really detectable when you're playing safe, but when you're actually in the balls and you feel like you're obliged to score heavily, but you don't know how. So this would be a good example of a table that's got balls open and almost a frame-winning opportunity if you get in, because you can probably score 5 reds without having to do anything, and in the process of doing that, you could probably develop the other ones.
Yes, it's day 2 of the tournament right now. XUA has the high run of the tournament at 53. I don't think that's going to be lasting too long. Obviously, there is a $100 cash prize for the high break, as well as a gift certificate to Street Hawker helping us out. And as well, always in the BC Open, there's Bernie's Best. If someone's able to make a century, I will give them $100 in cash on the spot.
Just started salivating.
Because you've got a match after this, correct, John?
I play at 1.
1, okay.
I think I'm scoring the next TV match, and then a match at 1 and a match at 5. And the 1 match is on table 1, which has more club-style pockets. A little bit easier to pot balls, and definitely you can cheat the pocket a little bit, create some angles. So that would be the table I would pick for the high break to happen on, just because of how aggressive you could play, knowing that you don't have to be absolutely perfect on the pots. Whereas this table, you need to be very precise and don't want to risk missing a ball to get position.
We do appreciate John kind of helping out, but we do have the referee. She does have the duty. It's great that he's kind of spotting where the pink is with his finger. But, we employ referee Lisovenka to do the job. So, better attempt on the second. He's able to hit a red, but he has left one in the top right corner.
So the black is, I think, is blocked. Well, maybe it isn't blocked. Hard to tell from our angle, but it looks like it's a bit of a balk color and back kind of break, unless he's overhit it. Yes. And yeah, a bit more animation out of John. Can't believe it would go that far, but don't worry, John. I was playing on that table last night, and I did the same thing. Oh, what an opener. Does he have the black into the side for pink blocking it? Is there a gap? As John Virgo would say, there's always a gap. Oh, there might be a gap. He's queuing up to it. Oh, no, to the corner pocket I went. Oh, that's unfortunate. That would have been a good punishment to John if Hriyan would have scored a few points there. It always makes it feel worse when you screw up and go in off when you shouldn't have, and then watch your opponent score some valuable points. Yeah, there's a great example of a very smart snooker player on the cushion, using the green to cover the open balls, forcing him to play a safety. That's a bit awkward. Pink and blue blocking him. We went under. Oh, he just went for the pot. I guess that's the cure. Oh, and look how this is going to turn out.
Great shot to nothing there.
That worked out beautifully. I don't know if he calculated that one, but I might have to go back and watch that because I need that shot.
Well, I think he was playing the red, shot to nothing. Obviously, he had quite a result, getting nice and close to the yellow.
Mm-hmm. He negotiated the two reds on the way out. Oh my goodness!
Oh, he's hit the pink. He popped up like a Pop-Tart there.
Yeah. Well, as I said earlier, John's one of the best players I've played with at escaping snookers. He might be a little thrown off by the cloth though, because it does slide, and that would be so the angle he hit would have normally come off a little more matching to the angle of entry to the cushion, but because of the slide it comes off kind of flat, which would be why he'd hit that pink. I played a match against John in a qualifier a couple of months ago, and I must have snookered him 20 times, and he hit every single one. It was ridiculous. So I'd be shocked if he didn't hit the red well this time, but 6 points to Hriyan for that.
It's going to help him because, no, blue.
He hit the blue. Oh my goodness.
Hriyan should
So is that the commentator's curse, Dave? I comment on his prowess at escaping snookers, and 2 fouls.
Hriyan should maybe just take a look at the table. Oh, there was a red on. So, attempt number 3 for John. He's kind of giving back some of those points that he got, Hriyan, with the penalty earlier. Just a little awkward bridging, as you can see there.
I think that's going to really benefit him in the long run, because he has to do so much of it. He's very comfortable just being awkward and just push the cue through, keep it simple, nothing too fancy. Near center ball.
Yeah, soon enough those shots are going to be finding the bottom of the pocket soon enough. It is a game when you learn how to lose to win.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously,
well, they say you learn a lot more from failure than from success, because you don't actually get the feedback of what you did right when you
correct.
When you win, but you definitely remember what you did wrong, and you can fix it. Yeah. John, I think, still struggling with the play of the table. White ball came off a little flat again, so instead of coming up a little higher for brown, he's got an awkward angle, but at least it goes in the right direction. Get on one of those three reds. Not sure if he's hampered by the black, though. That's another thing, Dave, that you see a lot at this level. With the pros, they don't miss very much, so the colors often are on their spots. But you can tell that these balls have all been missed once, and then it's hard to start a break because the ball isn't where you'd normally play shape for. Yeah, John's awkward over the black. Ooh, careful.
Yeah,
foul, that's really close.
Have a good look, referee Lesovenko. Yeah, he was
enough to make him miss.
It was definitely a nervy shot there. Does he have a path there? Doesn't look like for that red and top right.
Wow. What a shot.
He's got a good angle on the yellow to come back down table.
I like how he really does have the makings of a good pre-shot routine. It's clear in his head what he's going to do, and then executes. Beautiful stroke. Maybe a little overhit, but that's the fast table again.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a great sound, though, to hear that crack in the back of the pocket. Oh. Unless you've played on a Rasson, you don't know how accurate that has to be to go in like that. What a great shot. Look at him go.
He's feeling it now. He's got a long red to keep the
It's
break
getting
going.
tougher and tougher, but his pace hasn't changed though, which is nice. He's not rushing.
Yeah, very similar as you were mentioning, John, a pre-shot routine, just keeping it the same every time.
Oof, try. I don't think he had a color after that though, so it's not really the end of the world that he missed that red. As long as it gets past the side, I think it did.
So he's crawling back into the second frame. John just has now just a 37-25 advantage. 12 points in
if
it.
he didn't have the 21 points and fouls, he'd actually have the lead right now. Starts. So since the very opening of the frame, he's actually winning, making a comeback.
Yeah, if he's to lose this frame by a slim margin, he can always look back at that. And it was just maybe going back to the practice table and working out those escapes, because that was the only thing that was costly. But it looks like he's going to look for the old redwoods. Definitely not intimidated by using the extra piece of equipment.
3 times his height.
Pretty much so.
Looks like a pole vaulter.
It does.
Well, that's barely on. You gotta clip that on better. There you go. Oh, I don't know if you can see the oh, you can't from the angle on the stream, but there's quite a sag in between the extension and his cue. It just feels like it's gonna fall out of there. But got the shot done.
Referee not giving him a hand. Thought the referee would help him take away that long rest. John does have the angle for the shot to nothing on this red that's out in the open there, but looks like he's looking to clip off the rightmost red on the table.
Maybe a little on the thick side there, yep.
Yeah, it just kind of came through it a little funny. His follow-through looked a little squirrely-ish.
John does like to play a lot of side, and he does have a tendency to try to aim thick and cue to the direction he wants the ball to go. So I don't think he did enough of that. Not recommended for new players. Well, not actually recommended for any players to cue across the ball, but he's very comfortable doing that, so that's his preferred style. Whereas Hriyan is just classic stroke, back and through.
Ooh, just a bit unfortunate, rattled in the jaws. That's kind of left John a chance.
Yeah, that red isn't. I mean, it looks fairly off the cushion from the booth. It looks pretty close to the cushion. It doesn't look like an absolute tap in. You gotta cue it well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at the one on the left side is maybe a better shot for him instead of using the extension and trying to make it, but we'll see. Ah, no, he got it. But he really did have to focus a lot on just making the ball and couldn't really concentrate on shape. Well, Hriyan, I think you might get another shot in the next shot. Oh, maybe the yellow does go. It does, okay. John's able to continue the break. And again, the only color on its spot is now the yellow, so scoring a big break isn't likely here. Just try to kill some reds, extend the lead a little bit, hopefully get to the colors, with Hriyan needing snookers. there was a classic flick stroke is what I would call it. Just not enough flick. So only 3 points from that. They're in the heat of battle, so I don't know, but I would be prioritizing trying to get a blue, pink, or black back on a spot so you could actually score some meaningful points with these last reds. Because the yellows are not going to pull you ahead.
Oh, what a shot.
Great opener. Maybe get a kiss on the black and get it into play. I think it does go now.
A little tough. It's up against the cushion, so can't do much with the cue ball. Going to be striking down. Doesn't want to put unwanted side, just has to give the focus.
Yes. What a good shot. He didn't need to get any position there. Just put the black back into play. Now, hopefully play a nice safety.
That's actually a poster child for a fantastic shot. That black went down, and then he lifted his head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's building all the right habits. I think he's going to have cover from the pink. I think this is actually, that's actually probably an excellent shot because I doubt that red is visible. And it's very hard to get it safe with 2 reds that go.
He's not going quietly. He's putting up fights.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see if this is the John that I'm used to playing against that never misses a snooker. Yeah, that's more like what I'm used to seeing. Hit the right angle of the red. He did maybe give up this other one, but kicked the red near the pocket away. And tap the table. Recognizing the good shot, but I think he's going to try to... Oh, he's going to pot that. Oh, boy. Perhaps a little coaching session with turning the screw. That was a great opportunity to stun up behind the blue and make John have to hit another shot. John won't show that same sympathy or softness going back. Oh, he did play the shot to nothing double, but the blue's going to cover the other red.
Yeah, I think everybody in the room when they see Hriyan come in, they just encourage him to keep potting, and in a short amount of time they'll develop his safety, sinister mind that you need in the game of snooker.
Ooh. I think he just got caught off against the nap there. He put a bit of right-hand side on that ball. Striking down against the nap, it went left. And he missed it. And now, oh.
It's a free ball.
Free ball, but...
John could put him back in from here or put him back to the original spot.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to go back to the original spot because the pot was on. But this is a little awkward. He's got to make a nice little hit to try to get this red safe. Playing for the open table red. John will probably take this, I would think. Or does he think the hit is... Yeah, oh, he's just going to take the points. He thinks the hit is difficult enough that he'll get another couple of 4-point fouls add to his tally before he actually has to shoot. I don't know. I think if he was playing a very strong player, John might have just taken it and done it, but...
Yeah, there's so many facets to the game, and Hriyan has to learn, but...
His escape play isn't that polished because when you're practicing, you don't necessarily hook yourself, and when you're just playing fun games, you don't end up snookered that often, so... Yeah, this could be a free 16 points to John, and that would get him very close to the winning line. But again, if it was against someone who he thought would actually hit the red, I think he would have taken that pot and just tried to win the frame on his own. This is not a bad attempt. Nope. Just missed.
I'm sure he'll probably with Dad later after the tournament. That was his third attempt. There's one more. Just coming to confirm with the scorekeeper, referee Lisovenko.
Oh, that's right. And the way we got here was off a foul. So this will actually be potentially 5 fouls in a row. Oh, but they've made a mistake at the scoring because they looked at there was a foul before the misses started. So they see that has been 4 fouls, but the first one wasn't a foul and a miss. It was just a foul.
Yeah, it was a foul, and then John elected to put him back in from the result of the foul. So hence that's the start of this foul miss. So John did have the potential of putting Hriyan back in for one more attempt.
So that's favorable to Hriyan, but I mean he's still in trouble. He's got to do stuff like that. Just slow roll in a red from 12 feet away, and well, let's see it. He's going to take on this blue. It looks like. Oh, yellow. Good. Good.
Yeah, as I alluded before, that little hiccup in the match there, I think Hriyan and Dad will take a look at the tape after the tournament's done and probably take a look at seeing that little weakness that he's got of just getting out of snookers.
It is one. It's a fun sort of practice thing you can do on your own. Just put one ball on the table and just keep hitting it off a cushion, and just try to put it safe, and you just keep hitting it. I guess it's a lot like billiards with one ball, but it's amazing, if you do it for 15 minutes or 30 minutes, how you just start hitting it every time off of however many cushions you want, because you start getting the feel for the angles. But you do need to get some practice in. You can't just make it up on the spot. So it's an extremely important part of the game to learn, but it's also probably the fastest part of the game to learn when you actually practice it properly. Just a little body English to help him. And, well, he's not on a ball really well here. He only needs a couple. Puts him 23 in front. Blue would leave Hriyan needing snookers.
Okay. Yellow's not going to do it, so maybe just thinly cutting this pink into the left middle is his frame ball.
Just drop it in. Ooh. At least he didn't get any shape on the yellow. So Hriyan's going to have to play a safety. He should just be able to run it through and maybe get his white behind the blue. I'm not sure what kind of angle he has, if he could go under the black or not. But send the yellow back up toward the brown. Oh, hit the black. What's going to happen?
Yeah, that yellow didn't run enough.
I think that's trouble.
He was going to put John in a tough position, as if you said that yellow went up towards the bulk area. But and John just waiting for a fellow competitor, Felix Wong, at the adjacent table. So we have a moment just looking over at table 1. Looks like Charlie Brown is up 1 frame to nothing and leading in the second frame 40-24 over Malad Sonjay.
So that's 25, I think. Yep, but it's not over. He needs another ball to avoid a respotted black.
To think without those 21 penalty points early on, it would have just been a 4-point advantage for John.
Well, those or the 16 more.
Correct.
In the middle of the frame. Yeah, it's actually been a, yeah. Hriyan's actually outscored John the normal way. Oh, another foul. But like I say, minutes of practice, and you won't miss that green. Once you start seeing those angles. Just a one cushion hit was. The only part where it gets difficult is when you get really advanced and you're just trying to tick it, and all of a sudden you're not just trying to hit the ball, you're aiming for a very small target, and then that's when fouls can happen. Some
pretty off for John there. I thought he might be taking that green into the middle pocket and just. Might just be struggling a little bit to get over the line.
What is he doing? Does he not know the score? He is up 29, isn't he?
There's a 29-point advantage, yeah. Just felt he didn't have the pot, but sometimes, when your opponent needs a snooker or two, you want to roll that object ball just over the pocket, forcing your opponent pretty much to pocket.
Yeah, there's no easy snooker from a pot to snooker scenario where, say, the blue and the brown were close together, or the blue and the pink. So putting the ball over the pocket is probably your best strategy, because it might go in, and then that's fantastic. But even if it doesn't, he should have just tapped that.
Oh, is
that over the pocket? I think no sense in sending balls around. You never know,
They
knock another ball into a pocket or something, and
in off with your cue ball. You just. Your opponent needs a snooker, you just don't want to gift them that 4 points.
Exactly. Yeah, so he should just drop this green straight in the corner. Nothing to it. There's no easy snooker that isn't available from just playing regular safety shots. So, but it doesn't look like he's doing it. Yeah, he's hitting them hard. Oh, playing the bank safety. Well, this is going to work because I think it's going in. Nope. There you go. It's over the pocket. So mission accomplished.
In a very strange way.
Yes.
Oh, well.
I don't think
put it in.
Yeah, just wanted to get it out of there, but I think it would have been better to make it and try to get up for the brown and get a good safety off it.
True, because that pink is in quite a lovely spot for a snooker. Just off the cushion.
.32, so 10. Frame is still live. Hriyan needs 3 snookers, but not 4, so he can still play on.
Yes, that's why the wording is more than 3. Always important, and if you're a player in these tournaments, read the rules, as from tournament to tournament, there can be small little variations. When we were down in Sacramento last weekend, in the foul and the miss situation on the last attempt in Holland, you can take your shot from there, or you can put your opponent back in, or you as the striker coming back to the table after that foul, you can grab your cue ball and put it in the D.
Oh. That's classic for Hriyan. The match is over.
He knows when he's done.
Yeah.
Is tough break there for.
Always wants to rack another one and play again.
Yeah.
So, lots of passion.
Tough break there for Hriyan. He gets a whitewash there, but he's definitely in the first frame for sure. But great sportsmanship there, shaking everybody's hand. So John Kocela punches a match win there, 2-0. We'll stand by for a few short minutes. Looks like our next match on the TV table is going to be Gordon Wu against Sean Talbin. That's scheduled for 11 a.m. John, thanks again for being in the booth. We appreciate your insights. And I think you're going to be now manning the scoreboard, so hopefully it doesn't die on you and you can keep everything up to date.
Yeah, if it does, or even if it doesn't, it's the scoreboard's fault. It's not mine.
Spoken like a true pair. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you back here in 30 minutes' time.